Joining me now is Brooke, who's the director and co-founder of Lendy. Liam's been out there on the big boats this week. Amazing pictures of CQS going around the Isle of Wight earlier in the week. Liam, what was that like?
Absolutely terrifying. I've got about 40,000 offshore miles under my belt from various things over the last few years, but that was an experience and a half. Even just off the Needles, it felt like it was the Southern Ocean or something. Everyone's going to laugh at me now, but it did. It felt like I nearly got washed overboard, and poor Jodie Kidd, the supermodel, I had to look after her for most of the day, but that terribly
somebody had
difficult.
To do it.
Yeah, it was an experience. It was cold, and it was the 2nd of August, but that's an English summer.
Yeah, well, the photos of CQS are absolutely epic, and yesterday was another big day as well, but they didn't go around the Isle of Wight. They just went down to the past the towers.
I was speaking to Lud this morning, and he said they because on the trip we did, they had a guy that busted his leg on one of the stanchions, and then yesterday they had a guy, their last remaining bowman bust his eye on something afterwards, so that they're screaming along at 30 knots, but they're losing crew left, right and centre. They're doing the Fastnet tomorrow, so wishing all the best.
Great to see those big boats here, and then right down to the X-boats and the Victories. It's what makes this regatta so special. I think the biggest and best regatta. It's the first ever Lendy Cowes Week, so tell us about Lendy, what you guys do and how you want to get involved in Cowes Week.
Well, we're from Southsea anyway, so it's a really good match for us. It's really close. We were going to be here anyway. I've sailed at Cowes Week numbers of times. Obviously concentrating on business this year, so I've not been on the water as much as I'd like to. But next year I'd like to spend quite a lot more time on the water. I've been invited on pretty much every boat, so I get the pick of the fleet. What do Lendy do? In brief summary, we're a financial matchmaker. We put investors and borrowers together. We arrange borrowing for bridging deals and property development. So we have, on average, 2,000 investors in every single loan. We've lent nearly 350 million over the last 4 years. 17,000 investors, and the objective of this is to invite more retail investors to join the Lendy platform, and you can do that very easily by going to lendy.co.uk, click on the link. You don't even need, you can invest with £1. We've got people with pounds, we've got people with millions, so it's an everyman platform. There's room for everyone.
It's clearly a growing trend, and a gap there that the banks aren't filling, and companies like Lendy are.
Indeed, we can do what a bank does in 3 months in a week. We had a deal that came in on a Wednesday for £8 million against £13 million, and we'd had that written, all the due diligence undertaken by Tuesday, raised the money, completed on Tuesday evening. So, we've done the biggest peer-to-peer single loan in the world. We're averaging 20 million a month, so there's lots of opportunity for people to join in. And, it's a safe place to invest. It's all against UK property, UK borrowers. We think it's going to go from strength to strength.
And obviously you know all about Cowes Week. This is the first ever Lendy Cowes Week. How do you see the company's role and the regatta developing together over the coming years?
Well, it's interesting. We're getting a lot of gratitude, and it's incredibly surprising the feeling, the warmth that we're getting. It's wonderful. And we're just incredibly proud to be supporting such a wonderful and prestigious event.
Yeah.
Going forward, obviously we only had 2 months to organise this, so I think we've done pretty well. I'd like to say thank you to Pamela and Paul at Lendy, in the Lendy team, and Sarah as well, and everyone else that has helped us get this far. And going forward, we'll have 12 months lead-in time this time. So God, we've had some amazing parties so far. I think next year we're just going to have some even bigger parties, and more wonderful stuff's going to go on. So we've got this for the next 3 years, and we're just going to have a blast.
And tonight's the big night, of course. Ever since Cowes Week has been going, there have been fireworks on the Friday night, and fireworks tonight in Lendy Cowes Week.
Absolutely, we've got a good spot to watch it. It's a friends and family day, so all of our chums are coming over later this afternoon. So I think this is going to be the party that we can relax in and have some fun. Not too much fun, of course, but it's going to be an absolute blast.
Yeah, and many thanks for Lendy's support for the fireworks, and many people have been donating to make sure it goes ahead, because it is a real fixture of the regatta, isn't it? And obviously lots of people coming over from the North Island, as we call it, to see the fireworks as well.
Why not? Absolutely, my pleasure.
Thanks very much indeed, Liam, and have a great night, and I'm sure we'll chat next year. Thanks very much indeed.
Thanks very much indeed. Cheers.
Cheers. There's Brooke, the director and co-founder of Lendy.